Okay, we're live. This is fun, guys. This is fun. I did the thing where I go to record a video for you all and thought, let's just do it live. Let's do it live and see if anyone shows up here, wants to play in the space with me. Um, there are a couple powerful things up right now. One is a conversation that I've been wanting to have centered on this play between what some people are speaking to as the 5D versus the 3D, what a lot of people are speaking to as this enlightening process, this ascension process, this process of calling in, being the light, and how we bridge that into reality. The flip side of saying that is how we be in this reality that is, in a lot of ways, especially right now, really dark, crunchy, chaotic, not a space that feels good to be in, not a space that, we're all really wanting to be in, but the space that we find ourselves in right now. And how do we walk through life in the both and? How do we walk through life in along this, spiritual path, what one might speak to as an ascension path, a path of, again, calling in more light, being more light, and staying grounded in reality. If you know me, the mountain mystic over here, I am all about this planet Earth. I didn't come from the space from the spiritual side. I came from the space from the world of science and engineering. I came to this space from the very physical, tangible, mechanized world, and come to the space having had to learn what it means to open up to, that which might be higher, lighter, more love filled than that which is here and now. Um, so that's one thing that's here. That's one thing that's here. And I've been wanting to have a conversation to the best of my ability, speaking to how we do this, like moment to moment in life, when we find ourselves in all these different moments in life. How do we do this? How do we embody the light? How do we call it in? How do we move through our own ascension process or enlightenment process and stay grounded in reality? How do we stay here? How do we be here, present upon this earth? And it's a question. I'll say one more thing about this before flipping over to the other part. And you guys know the other part because it's the title of the video and everything. This piece, right? This piece about how we be present on earth, because we are in a time where Earth herself, right? When I say that, Earth herself, I mean humanity. I mean the ecosystems. I mean the systems, the structures, everything that is here upon Earth, being lived as Earth herself, too, is going through this ascension process. And this is what we can speak to as New Earth, right? This is maybe a most sort of technical definition that I have in the moment of what New Earth is. New Earth is this time where it's no longer about me, my own individual self on my own ascension path. It's not about me and my enlightenment while the rest of the world, goes to hell. We've lived for too long, hundreds, thousands of years. We have lived in this space where it is about me and my ascension, is about me and my journey. and we forget about the rest of the earth. But now in this, what we can speak to as new earth space, we are living in a time of a whole rising up, a whole ascension. And of course, there's plenty of time to speak to what exactly that means in all practicality. Maybe that will show up in this video, but again, as promised, I want to flip over to the energy that we get to work in particular in this video, and why I wanted to come to you live and really offer space for anyone else to come hang out in this space with me, but also to be able to watch it on the replay. I am currently in the Capricorn Full Moon Energy. I love full moons. I love working with the moon. I love how the moon offers us such a tangible way to tune into energies that, one might say is higher or beyond self. Even the most sort of non-spiritual, people who live fully in the mechanized physical world, right? Think of all the mechanical engineers that I know, right? That the world is all about that which can only be, directly touched, felt, measured, right? The moon herself is this beautiful, powerful force in our very physical world, right? That impacts us. When the moon is full, she impacts us in a way that she doesn't, in the dark moon, the new moon, right? We feel the moon because the moon is such a powerful force in our life. It's this beautiful kind of gateway into astrology, one that we can directly feel in a way that we often can't with other, working with the stars and whatnot. But here today, we get to play in Capricorn full moon. Capricorn being the sign that most closely relates to those systems, to those structures that make up our life. So if we're in a space hanging out in what is the most sort of physical, tangible, sort of mechanical part of our life, right? That most 3D lived, earthy part of our life, right? Capricorn is a really powerful sign to work in. Capricorn full moon, right? Full moon being a time of illumination, right? The light coming down from the moon at the peak, right? The greatest force of light coming down from the moon, this Capricorn full moon. And as I'm speaking, inviting you to kind of shift out of a space where you're up in your head trying to make sense of all of it. Maybe, breathing down into your body, doing this with me. Breathing down into your body, feeling into your body. It's letting my words spark things in you. Maybe they spark insights, visions. Maybe it sparks feeling, sensation. Kind of shifting into that state of being able to receive what is here for you to receive in this video. Because if you're watching this video, there's a reason, right? And maybe that reason, has to do with the very, the structure, the system that is YouTube. You're subscribed. It told you it was here. Maybe it showed up just totally randomly. Doesn't matter, right? But you're here for a reason. Sort of shifting into that receptive mode of receiving what's here for you to be received today. And again, maybe that comes through insight. Maybe you receive clear thoughts, images. Maybe it comes through as intuitive knowings, sensation in your body. Shifting back into this conversation, right? So weaving these two together, right? These two threads that we are holding here today. This question of How we walk along what we may call a spiritual path, an ascension path, an enlightenment path. This path leading us upwards to somewhere brighter, more beautiful, more skillful, more light filled, more love filled. How we do that connected to this world. Because the truth is, we are all, to varying degrees, in our unique and also shared ways, are connected to the systems and structures that are alive on this planet. Me, as an American, is directly connected to the capitalistic, democratic system that is very shaky right now, that is being shaken up, that has a whole lot of darkness and chaos moving through it. And as much as I want to go meditate and sit in that high vibe light, be secluded over in my own ascension process, I am still connected in to that system. And me living here in this beautiful mountain range that I get to live in the Jemez Mountains in northern New Mexico. Almost like Colorado. Did you catch that? One day I'll actually live in Colorado. But I'm here in this ecosystem. I live here in this ecosystem. I am not separate from it, no matter what narratives humans make up. I am not separate from this ecosystem I live in. I'm directly connected to the community, the town I live in, the state I live in, and all the systems and structures that make that up. Part of the family system, all these different systems and structures that I am connected into. And there's this thing that happens, right, as we walk a spiritual path, or as we walk a sort of self-improvement path, maybe another take on it, is that we do this thing where we try to sever those connections. Say, I don't want to deal with that. So I'm just going to focus here on me and do my own thing. But what happens when we do that? What happens when we do that is twofold. One is we live in a state of illusion. It's a non-truth because you are connected. And just because you tell yourself differently, it doesn't make it true. We are part of the systems and structures that are here, the biological ones, as well as the mechanical ones. There's all these different forms of the systems and structures we are part of. But if you're here and you're in the same sphere I am, you're doing this work because you want them to change. Because you're done with them, many of them, not all of them. You're done with the way they hold you back or actively push you down or constrain you from doing the thing that you know you are here to do. Because they're confining, right? They hold you too tight. They make you live life in a way that is draining, that doesn't serve your soul fire. And because of that, you stand in a knowing that it's time for these systems and structures to shift, to change. It's time for many of these systems and structures to fall away, to dissolve, to die out, as we call in new ones. As we call in new ones that better serve our ability to show up who we are, for who we are, so that we can express ourselves in the highest way. But this is only one side, right? We're still only in, part one of this. The other half is, if we're talking about this new earth space, which we're in the new earth space, is that we are in a time where, as a collective, we are moving into a space where it's no longer just about you. We are in a time of remembering that it was never just about you. It's not just about you, your freedom of expression. It's not just about you and your ability to live the life that you want to live. We are moving in a time, I'll use our very American phrase here, of true freedom for all of life, humanity, but also the forests, all the ecosystems, the plants, the animals, and the humans. We are here in this earthy space, holding the whole of all of it. It's no longer about me and my ascension path, if that means I'm disconnected from the rest of it. So what we get to do here in this new earth embodiment space is to hold the whole of all of it, self included, because you are included in the whole. And you can only work inside the whole if you yourself are connected into it. Does this make sense? Because this is a point that we lose in coming from the space of me versus you, us versus them, the individual versus the collective. We've been taught this way of thinking, this way of being, where it's either me or it's the collective. But the truth is that you are part of the collective. So the best way, the most skillful way to work inside the collective is to be present in self. The way we do this work here is we go inward, we connect into self, and then we expand outwards. Because you, as the human being that you are this powerful sensing and feeling system, right? You take in information from your environment in all these incredible ways. You are perfectly designed. Okay, not perfectly designed. I'm a bioengineer. We can talk about, long times about the imperfections of our design. But you are powerfully designed to sense the world around you and to feel, to receive information about the world around you. And in that way, be able to interact with the world around you. And with head atop your shoulders, right? Mind connected to heart, connected to root, connected to your whole channel here, your whole being. You get to learn to walk through life ever more skillfully in tune and discerning. So it's going to shift back into this Capricorn full moon energy, right? And we just did this practice in circle. I was holding circle before this. So we had this amazing group of women and we got to go deep into practice. We're not going to get to go so deep into practice in this video, but if you want to go deep into that practice, reach out to me so that you can join in, get included in those circles. They're open, they're free for all. I want you there. I want to be in circle with you. So in circle today, we went deep into this practice. I'm going to share kind of a light version of it. this Capricorn full moon, this Capricorn full moon practice. Sort of leaning into the energy of Capricorn, right? And as we do this, there's this invitation to really center yourself in self. Breathe into your body, feel into your body. Feel into your feet on the floor, your seat on your chair. Breathe into your body in connection to the ground beneath you. Breathe into your body in connection to the earth beneath you. And then from this space, centered in self, grounded, start to move your attention outward into the room you're in, the community you're in, your ecosystem that you're in. And inviting in those systems and structures, be they the biological ones, be they the man-made ones. Really holding space for those systems, those structures that you are part of. Breathing into self, breathing deeply into self. And leaning into or calling in this Capricorn full moon energy. It's near its peak right now as I'm recording this. So those watching this live, those watching the replay soon afterwards. But even if you're watching this, in 6 months, you can still lean into this energy of Capricorn. This full moon energy, this moon energy. The moon really takes us into the depths, gets us out of our heads, and it really takes us deep into the depths. This moon energy, this moon energy in her fullest expression right now. In Capricorn, systems and structures. And as we're here, we can do a few things. The first thing, just feeling into those systems and structures that bring in a feeling of confinement, of restriction. It's like I can't move the way I want to in this space. I can't express myself the way I want to in this space. It's constricting. It's not letting you be who you are here to be. And as you do this, you might, think about specific systems and structures in this world. It's not as important to have your head on board and be naming the different systems and structures. It's more that feeling of the systems and structures that are here confining you, that are restricting your freedom to be fully expressed as the highest version of self that you are. And letting that go. Maybe you need to shake that off. Maybe you even need to stand up and walk around a little bit and shake that off. But we're going to come back and do it again. This time we're going to do it a little bit differently. Same idea here, really breathing into self, feeling into your body, rooted in connection to the ground beneath you. And again, feeling into that Capricorn energy, feeling into the systems, the structures that are alive in your life. And not getting too engaged with them, but just kind of holding yourself in all these systems and structures that are present in your life. And now as you hold this, really feel into self. Really feel into that freedom of expression. Maybe you visualize light just pouring through you, radiating out of you. This is you expressing in the world exactly the way you want to. because it serves you, because it serves the world. I picture me going for a run in the mountains and then coming home and working all afternoon on my book and then showing up in circle to facilitate. These are the things that really light me up. And as I do them, I just feel full and radiant. There is so much joy here. There is such a depth of fulfillment here. This freedom to do what I want to do, with feeling into self here, this freedom to do what you want to do. This freedom to be fully as you are in this world. Because it serves you and it serves the greater whole. And how amazing is that? Now, from this space, and this is the powerful part of the practice, again, feeling into that Capricorn energy, those systems, those structures around you, and feeling into the way that they support you, that they hold you, that they give you direction, that they hold you accountable for showing up to actually do these things. It's these systems, it's these structures around you, moving in and feeling them moving in towards you in a way that fully supports your ability to be you, to live the life that you want to live. And as you're holding this, maybe you envision all other systems and structures just falling away because they don't support you. They don't help you to live this life in the way that you are best meant to live it, that you best deserve to live it. And because of that, it's time to allow them to fall away. Maybe you feel this in your body, maybe you visualize it. And it's this holding of those structures that do serve as the rest fall away. And try not to get too caught up in your head about what exactly that means, what that looks like. But visualizing it, maybe feeling in your body. And the feeling here is that feeling of freedom, that constriction, that confinement falling away, because the systems and the structures that are confining, that push you down, that keep you away from what you're here to do, they're falling away. As the systems and structures that are here to hold you, support you, direct you along your highest path, they are showing up, they are coming into form. Leaning into this Capricorn energy here, and this full moon energy. This full moon energy being a really powerful time of completion. You have been part of these systems and structures. They have served to whatever degree they have, but now they're confining. Now they're holding you back. Now they're keeping you down. So it's time for them to dissolve, to fall away. Letting them fall away. Just letting it go. And if you find yourself clinging, to them, that's an important part of the process to notice. Maybe after this, you go journal about that, you sit with that. Why are you clinging? Why are you clinging to these old systems and structures? Probably because they've served you to some degree in the past. But they're no longer serving you. They're keeping you small. So it's time to let them go. Okay, starting to bring this practice to a close. Really starting to come back into self. Knowing you can come back to this practice, you can deepen into it, you can listen to it again. You can reach out to me so you can get the replay for circle, so you can go deeper into it and the practice we did there. But for now, I want to bring some words to this before we close down. So again, just, giving yourself that time to come back into your body. Feel your feet on the floor, your seat in the chair, breathe into self. Find yourself present in the room you're in. Shifting out of this energetic practice back into the world we live in, this physical 3D world. And in life, it's not always that easy, right? We can't snap our fingers and just make those systems and structures dissolve. Here in life, things take time, and especially when you're working with something like Capricorn system structures. Things take time. And what this, again, gets at, again, is this practice, this process. That's sort of the second theme of our video here, is how we shift from an energetic practice into lived reality. How we shift from a powerful visualization and experience of life changing, and then go back to the real world. It's not going back, right? It's not going back, because what just happened was powerful. It is powerful, and it is alive in you. The task now is to go live life in a way that you are bringing what is here in maybe what we could call the field of potential, right? This energetic field. And you get to ground it in. You get to embody it. And you do this through your actions. You do this through how you are in the world. You do this through how you interact with other human beings. And you do this in a way that might ground it in just like that. Because maybe what you received in that practice was an ending of a relationship. It was, this relationship, which is a system, which is a structure, has served you in some way, but it no longer does. And now it's confining, restricting, it's holding you back, and you need to go take action to end it. So maybe it can happen that quick. Maybe you take the energetic practice and you go do the thing to change it now. Maybe it's a different sort of situation, right? I am continuously sitting in this system structure that is the whole of the United States right now. And how does that change? How do our politics, how does the government, how do our markets shift so that this nation is no longer holding people back, pushing people down? How does it shift into a space of being able to hold all of us in our ability to express ourselves freely in a way that serves? And again, going back to this true freedom of expression, and that if it serves you truly, then it serves the whole, right? This is the paradigm we are working in. But moving into systems and structures like that are far more complex, that are far more grounded in things take time. There are more moving parts. It's not just me and one other person. There are a whole mass of people in these deep systems and structures. But, the magic and the power here is that at the core, it's really all the same. It's really all the same in this question of how we, hang out in the energetic space, do these practices, go through the experience of feeling what it feels like to have this freedom to express the way you want to be able to live your life in a way that serves you and serves others. And then holding that as you walk through life. And again, this being where the rubber meets the road. Being a space where there's no clear formula, right? Being a space where there's no clear formula for how you do it. But this being, where the rubber meets the road is this space where you get to be in the most important part of it all, where you get to live life and experience it and learn from it, learn discernment in it. Right? So that's kind of the whole big picture of what we're doing here, right? But here under this Capricorn full moon, we get to play in a particular energy of it. Being in these systems, structures, the ones that serve, the ones that don't. In this invitation to lean into that Capricorn full moon energy and letting that help you through this practice we did today. If you're just joining here, you can go back, watch the replay so you can do that whole practice. Again, this being in that energy, holding that energy, leaning into that Capricorn full moon energy and helping you to let those systems, those structures that do not serve fall away. It's a completion of them. You are done with them. On an energetic level, you are done with them. Then walking into life, right? This is the powerful, the magical part. Then you get to walk into life and live it. Bring it into reality. Make it manifest here via your actions, your choices, your radiance, your way of being. You get to be the one to take what's in the energetic field and make it manifest here. And in doing so, you get to be part of the ripple effect, right? The ripple effect is that all these human beings doing the same thing, being part of this, again, we're using the phrasing here, this new earth space. Again, it's no longer about me being in practice just as myself, lifting myself up. Like, yes, that's important. But here we're doing it connected into the whole. It's a whole rising up. I know we've got some couple people here. I know you guys didn't get the whole practice. But if there's anything here sort of resonating for you, please feel free to put it into the chat. It's always fun to see kind of who shows up for what part of the video and, what you're here to receive directly in the moment. And again, this invitation to go back, watch the whole video, do the whole practice. This one's really powerful. And I'm just sort of awestruck right now by this moment in time where of the systems and structures that most of us find ourselves in are of the sort that are bearing down, that are confining, restricting, that are actively suppressing. And under this Capricorn full moon energy, we get to play in the space of breaking through that, letting the old dissolve so that we can create space for the new. Okay. Once again, as always, if you're here, leave a comment. Let me know what's going on for you. Show up for these lives. Be engaged in the chat. It's so much more, it's just so much more wisdom and power gets to come through when we get to weave together. So just once more, we are having these twice per month New Earth embodiment circles. Just had one today. The next one is on July 22nd. That's a Tuesday at noon Mountain Time. Make sure you're subscribed to the list. If you go to upwardslopes.com/circle, that will get you connected directly into the email list that goes out about circles. The Zoom link is in there. Yeah. So much else on offer right now. Go check out upwardslopes.com. Just lots going on. Okay, let's close it down. I thank you so much for being with me in this space today, and I look forward to catching you next time.